All right, let's quickly review what we just learned. We learned about the texture, right? The rocky, texture. And if you also watch the animation, we learn a different animation, right? Yeah, so far so good. But what about we want to make some character that combine the slime with like different texture, different elements. A lot of game design do use the element as a sort of a gaming mechanism. So, for example, you got some monster that have tended towards certain elements, and so the attack will be that element, and the counter mechanism will be the other elements, like the water, like it will be counter fire, right? Fire will like counter wood or something like that, right? So you know what? We can combine these together, and remember, we got this as a really great guide as a reference. So if you don't know what this is a Smack Studio. Got amazing separation of characters. So what we are going to do is to use this, but it's not completely copying the exact ratio. Just use this as a quick reference, because we're going to rig this ourselves, and we're going to refine the animation. But I think this is a good combining point for the texture, because we already get the rocky texture, and it's very tempting to just use this and just block it out and make our first like a golem, like rocky, I don't know, magic rock, like beam sort of thing. Okay, so I want to make this the slime, because I really love the slime. It's like one of my favorite yeah, like monster of all time, right? It's like kind of my my memory, right? So what I'm going to do is to use this cute little slime as a combination, like a sticky point, to create all sort of other characters and make it a gaming mechanism. So basically, you just you control that slime, the slime move around, and you can change to different kind of monster. So it will be a very interesting mechanism, and basically, we want to do a little bit transition from one to the other. You can use programmatically, right? So by the way, I also got like a gaming. I use Godot's as a gaming engine. So I will quickly get a little bit hint of how it's done, because it's a whole process. You can just get the character and put that into the game engine, and you can like flash it a bit to sort of represent the transition, right? So this is a lot sort of like you can get away with this as a transition. Of course, you can like hand draw. You can use the help of AI to quickly get a smooth transition, and then you use your digital stylus pen, right? You modify that, right? You can even make a really amazing transition. So do you remember that the great movie like Transformer? One of the most anticipated moment is the Transformer like change the form from like trunk to the Transformer, right? So the transforming does not make sense, right? does not make any sense. Just different components like get really loose and then combine them together. So basically you can use that technique as well as use the combination of AI. But I'm going to introduce you folks later, right? But the human creation part is you have to decide what kind of thing that is going to sort of transform into, right? You transform into a specific character design, and that is the thing that you want to stick to. And then you're using AI to get the like quick like milliseconds of the transition part ready. Okay, you can use tons of things. So for example, I also use this like a sort of an AI algorithm to get the like for rotation effects as well as tons of animation sprite sheet quickly ready. But that does not mean that you can use it directly into the game. Okay, I just want you to get a quick grasp of the whole process. Okay, and once you're confident about the whole process, let's get started. Oh my gosh, I got a little bit cold. Let me rest a little bit. Okay, it seems everything's fine except I'm sort of stuck. It doesn't really matter. I can always like reboot it. Maybe it's overheats or maybe some bug of the hardware. I'm going to quickly reboot the camera, the webcam. So hopefully you can. Let me see. Yeah, hopefully everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. That's it. That's good. So let's start creating our actual character, Rocky. Okay, we already got the texture, so we already got the basic idea of how to make the Rocky texture, the Rocky element character, and we're going to combine this as well. So it's a kind of a lot of work in order to design this, but luckily we got this quick reference or portion ready. And I take this out because this can be designed. For example, I want this like a huge, I don't know, cleaver or something like that, right? So you can make whatever you want. But we already make this as a reference layer, okay? So whatever that you draw will be above, okay? So first you can quickly block it out by just to give you a general idea of what's going on, right? For example, you got all this color palette. I don't want you like freaking out with all sort of new technique, right? So I want you to be free with all this, like, yeah, all this, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to restrict while you are creating, sets all this free, right? So what we are going to do is to quickly get this block out. So for example, I want this to be I don't know, maybe some sort of shield, okay? And then our amazing sprite will be here, okay, something like that. And then there will be head, right? So it's like a rocky sort of a shield. Maybe it could be composed of a multiple block, okay? And maybe something like this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is to make this like a layered. So there will be the head, okay? So I'm going to head, right? And then what I'm going to do is to add another, shift and N to add another, okay? So for example, I think this will be say the arm, right? So arm would be something like this. I don't want it to like this is like slot down. I don't want like this. I want add a little bit component here. So for example, there will be one rock, right? One rock. Maybe add more faces. So basically, it's just the cube, and you deform it, right? You can quickly deform this. I want like not like slot down, so I'm going to make this like a lower, but that's the body part, not the arm part, okay? So I'm going to get it here, and then maybe make it 2, because 1 obviously is not enough. So maybe I'm going to make another one here, right? And this is like another surface, right? Another surface of this, and then you can add a shading like down below, right? So when you hide the reference layer, you can see what I'm doing, right? I'm sort of deforming this with the guidance of this, because this is the sort of the rigging part, where you put all the sprites and then you add the rig. Okay, so I don't want to like deviate too much from this. Okay, and you can make it separated. So basically, if you want the hand part, you can sort of do something like this. You can make it not so connected, if you will. You can intentionally make this rocky part separated, even make it I don't know, the finger. Remember, it's a like a monster, right? And it's like a god. You don't necessarily need to draw this like a human shaped finger, right? You can just sort of do something like this. We'll refine that later, right? So that'll be like 2 things, and I think you need to separate those 2, right? So this is just a one arm part, not the hand part. So you know what? I'm going to unfortunately, and it's not too good anyway. So I'm just going to make this 5 or 15. Oh, that's a fairly big. So I'm going to make it separated. Okay. And at hindsight, I think I already got like a screenshot of the order of things. Okay, so we can reorder this according to our order. So what I'm going to do is to quickly find it, right? So I'm going to find it. Just wait a bit. I think while we take a screenshot, we are saving it at pixel. Oh, that's a pixel. So what I'm going to do is just get it here, and also I'm going to open. Okay, like this. That suffice. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so that's the That's the order of things. Okay, so you can sort of name this different layer by this as well. Okay, so by the way, I already get this like the screenshot of the order of the Smack Studio. So basically, it gives us a reference of what kind of order should you make your sprite, like the forearm, arm, head, body part, right? And in order for the consistency, I'm going to use the exactly same sprite name for that, right? So for example, for the head, I'm going to get this out, right? It's called head, right? So it's H capitalized and EAD. So I'm going to do exactly that. So for this, I think it's for the right, right? Right, because it's the right of this sprite. So that will be the right, so R, right? And the forearm is the like this is the outermost front part. So what I'm gonna do, we already named this, so it will be the right forearm. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm going to double click. It will be the right and capitalized forearm. I think is it like name this forearm, not capitalized. Okay, forearm. Okay, so whatever is in the forearm, yeah, whatever is in that, right? Doesn't really matter. And you can block it out by adding a sort of the background color, right? This technique happens a lot when you are doing some sort of painting more painterly, but it's not widely used in the pixel art, but you can sort of learn a lot from this. So for example, you want to block this out, right? So you can get the not contour is but G paint bucket tool, right? You can get some sort of a reference, right? You can get this reference color, reference layer, opacity, and then you can use I to sort of color group it here and make this as the color that you choose, and then you G just color bucket, you go to the head, and you can quickly fill that with this while get the rest of the thing hidden. You can sort of get the general idea of this, and don't worry about this because we just want to get the quick outline, and this is like a separation part, and because we're going to get the order of things, right? And that way we can know, oh, this is like a one separate part, this is another separate part, something like that. So for example, you can just use an I and then use color picker here, and using G to go to the R forearm and then hide this, and then can quickly get this rough. Oh, I need to make it continuous. So it must be some like a breaking point here. So yeah, you can quickly modify this by just to quickly close it. But I want to make this really rough. Okay, I don't want spend too much of the time like refining this because it's just some sort of a concept. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. We just need this animation working, the basic shape working, and then we can refine on that shape. Okay, so here, boom, we get like two parts. But I am not really into this like slot down style. Right? I want it to be strong. So basically, if you want it to be strong, you're going to get inverted triangular shape like this. So I'm intentionally make this strong, like comically strong, and then and make this not so up, but sort of a triangular shape going down, because this is like too bonky and even a little bit stupid looking. I want it to be smart and to be nimble and to be like oozing of magic. if you will. So yeah, that's the art form. Okay. So we block that out, and so when we finish it, it will be something like this. And I think we unintentionally got some here. In order to make it not so weird, I'm going to just erase it. So like two-part ready. So basically, rest is it's just the repetition, if you will. Make it, you know, just different block, make it blocking out, make the order ready. So by the way, the reason for doing that is not just about, you know, blocking things out. It's also a very important step of making separation of layers. Okay, and you will see why this method is very efficient, because you don't want to, you know, finish one sketch drawing and you cut it just for the sake of it. You cut it just for the sake of it, and then you sort of add it back, because you cut it, some of the like overlapping area will be cut, and then you then add it back, and you draw it back, and you then overlap it. It's kind of like redundant for me, so why not just do that, separate that at the very beginning. Okay. Alright, I'm going to quickly check the chat message. Alright, so this is live, by the way. Alright, so let's continue. Alright, so you might ask, why do we need to separate all this? Okay, why do we need to first block it out by creating multiple layers rather than just use this as a quick reference, and we just draw like one layer of the rough sketch? The reason for that is that I think if you just do that, and then you have to cut it, and then you have to redraw that. Of course, it's a valid method. A lot of artists actually do that workflow. But for me personally, I think that's a little bit redundant, because it's sort of, you do the work once and you cut it and redraw it back, and you put that into some software, and they will overlap, and it will like obstruct this thing, and then you have to like export and refine it. That's like a little bit redundant. So my method is just while we are blocking things out, we're designing things we already separated, right? So when we want to export, it's already been separated. If you have experience in creating like live 2D art, for example, some software that help you to quickly generate sprite animations, the component separation part is a huge time consumer, right? And it will take you tons of time. That this is even more than you create all yourself. Okay, so I think why not just doing that at the very beginning? Why don't you just starting doing things, you make it modularized. I work as a programmer as well, so we love to make things modularized. So if you just at the very beginning, you make everything modularized, and then you design it later, then you can change tiny little bit part modularized, and then you can export layer by layer, which is also a time saver, because when you want to use it, you want to rig it later, it's already been separated. You don't need to manually separate and redraw things, because the separation will make things like because it will overlap, and what's beneath it will be cutting out. You don't want to like redraw that cutting out back. Okay, so as the same here goes, right? So what about the right forearm? Right arm, sorry. I think it's the right arm or right forearm. I know you folks may be screaming at this, right? So sorry. So what I'm gonna do is to just cut it. Can I just cut it? It should be right arm, and then space, and then I'm going to shift and then to get a right forearm. Okay, so right forearm. Sorry about that. A little bit stupid of me. And so what I'm going to do is to also draw a right forearm. As I mentioned earlier, you can make this separated. Okay, you don't necessarily need it to be just a connected issue, because for example, if it's like a golem or something like that, it's a sign of a conjunction, like a conjure this monster from the dirt, right? So you want to show a little bit magic going on here. So what we can do is to make this separated even, right? So for example, you can of course you can connect it, right? If you connect it, it will be just a two normal. For example, I want to make it like a non-human, so maybe 3 finger, right? With no thumb, right? Yeah, or maybe 1 thumb over here, doesn't really matter, right? You can make it connected, or even better, you can make it like not connected, make it separated. Okay, that way you'll make it more magic. And to be honest, you can do something like this, right? Let me show you. I want you to compare this to, right? So for example, this is like a yellowish color. I'm going to just quickly get the yellowish color. So for example, this I can quickly feel it, right? But here's the thing. Oh, I can't do this because it's not even closed. I'm just to quickly get this and close it, so you can get a rough idea of what's going on. I done, and G boom. Okay, so you can make it connected and make it separated. You can sort of feel what's going on, right? So I'm going to use the shortcut V. So this is the connected. Okay, it feels pretty big and even dumb, right? But like make it like a loose, feel like a magic is going on. And even better, you can make it something like this. Okay, I'm going to use a little technique here. So I use Q to select it, and I can shrink it, right? If you got like smaller hands, not the big hands, so it's become more human-like. Okay, and that's even more smart. You can just make a tiny little bit head, become smart, right? If you got like a really huge hand, that's like clunky. That's like stupid, right? But if you just change the size, everything changed, right? Change the size and make it smart. Of course, you don't want to connect it. You can make it a little bit separated. Okay, you can make it separated, and you can make some of the loose stone flying around here. So basically it's like a connecting sort of a tissue, right? And you can use this as, I don't know, if you want to get some like animation going on, this is a great opportunity to use this as an animation, because it shows magic. There must be some power of this, right, to make it like floating, right? So that's my take of this, right? You use magic to make it flow, okay? And yeah, if you think about this, the arm design, we can also change it as well. So we can make this smaller and then bigger. This will be more sloped down, make it more powerful, but not so smart, okay? And I already changed this where it is going and make it smart by using smaller hands. So basically we can rethink the reference, because we're not like copying a reference, we're just using it as a basic proportion, because we are going to use the animation, and we can change the animation later as well. But here we can rethink about design by saying, what about, you know, I make this strong but make it smart, right? Yes, we can do that. So we can make this bigger and then this relative smaller. So this is more like a person's proportion, okay? Then you can get this color, and then you can just using G as the bucket tool to quickly get things done, okay? So this way, this is kind of like smarter, okay? And of course you can even make this sort of loosely connected, okay? I'm going to show you a lot of designing trick here. This is like character design trick. You can make this like loosely connected, just make it dangerously not connected, okay? So if you just get rid of this, right, you can make it like dangerously not connected, okay? You can make something like this, so you can sort of feel that, oh my gosh, what has this going on? It's like not even connected. There must be some magic going on. Hello, hi. I just saw you. Hello. 021408 able. Hello. Yeah, I'm like making a pixel series. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So I'm going to continue. Whoa, that's well, welcome. I'm 9 years old and a good artist. You'll become a great artist. I start learning art as a very like later stage in life. Yeah. I did not start learning art very young. I don't have that privilege. So basically, I was like I taught myself. I experimented myself. So yeah, with the help of AI and all sort of great resources available nowadays, you will be amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for joining the stream. And thanks for joining the chat. Right. So I'm going to continue. I'm like creating a Rocky animation character, and I want to use this slime and I because it's like a game character. I'm like making a game as well, so I want to use this, and I want to transform into this, and using some of the texture like this. Yeah. So basically, yeah, you can draw body. Yeah, that's brilliant. I'm like experimenting with drawing the body as well. I want to like make it like texture. Yeah, I'm going to continue to recording. Okay. So yeah, so if I hide this, right, and let me just add a little bit outline so you folks can see clearly, right? So for example, if I get this, and I can make it more, prominently separated, right? So something like this, and for the shoulder part, I want to make it like more like a heraldic, sort of a stony shape, right? And so I can get G to sort of quickly get some of this. Ooh, that's a lot. So basically something like this. So you got here, that is more powerful, right? And I think I can just using V to just move it a little bit here, right? So the body will be so basically when I rig this character, I'm going to like change, because originally it should be here, so I should create approximately this big size to make it here, like big max, I think. I think it's just a like Pixar or like a Disney like an animation design, but I don't want it to become like slot here, right? I want it to be more aggressive, so I can make it here and make this shouldery part like go up, right, and make it more slim. I don't want it to be too bulky. Of course, for the golem, I think it's easier to make it like a bulky, right? But I want to make it something like this. So I would tend to towards like move it a little bit like here and maybe down below. Okay, so yeah, change a little bit. And for the head, I think it's good, right? And yeah, that's the forearm as well as arm. So we sort of need to follow the order here, right? The order is the like the forearm right here and the arm here. So basically it's I rotated it as the Smack Studio, so it's you can see the order of layer, right? So the front, forearm, and then arm, right, and the head, and then body, and then leg. So like you need to follow this this order. Okay, so yeah, forearm and arm. Basically got the approximation ready. I think move it tiny little bit. Okay, so the next will be we already got the head, right? So let's look at that. So forearm, arm, head, forearm, arm, head, right? And down below will be the body parts. Okay, so yeah, let's do with the body. You can draw the body, and I can hopefully draw the body as well. Okay. Alright, let's draw the body. It should be like below the head, so shift and then N, they'll be above. So over here, shift and N, yeah, we can draw the body. So B-O-D-Y, the body parts. And if you do something like this, you won't be able to see what's going on, right? So you can sort of move it by get above here and move it above. So this will be take like this, and we can hide it so you can see what you're drawing. Okay, but I want to get my drawing out so I can see the composition, because the body part I'm going to make like a big changes. I don't want to use this like slot or too strong. So yeah, let's do that. So what I'm gonna do is to make this like a little bit down below. Okay, I want to make something like this. Okay, so something like this, and just remember it's like a stone, so I still want to become a stone. The chest part should be extruded, right? So make it stony, right? And maybe multiple stone. You have to make sense, right? Then this will be like a belly part. Okay, we can make something like this, and then there will be bits connecting here and then here. here. Okay, so I can hide everything else and then hide all this. And remember, the head is like here. So previously, if you look at the reference, this is like connecting these two lines. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So this is like shoulder part and this part. I'm just going to get this connected. Okay, and then this will this here, you don't need to add all that texture, right? Of course you can, technically you can, but a lot of artists get away by just say here, this is just to get a blackish color, right? So just to represent that you'll be obstruct, you won't be able to see it. But for here, we can quickly get here and G and get the body quickly painted. Oh, it is not closed, sorry. So B, and to make it quickly closed, you don't want to, and then G, and hide it. So yeah, the blackish part I'm not going to worry too much about it, because it's going to be obstructed by the head anyway. So I'm going to select the body, get a little bit side and go all the way down because it's behind the head. Okay, so that will be the body part. Okay, so I think this is a little bit smart than the original one, and I think the head, I don't want the head to be like extruded and going down. I think the head can move a little bit above, right? If you want to get like a bonky sort of thing, you can make it down like a Hulk. But I already decided this is going to be more erotic and smart because it's a good character, right? I want to make it here, right? So more lovable. And for the forearm, it's good. For the arm, could adjust the tiny little bit. For the forearm, because it just, I think I will rotate even for here, right? I want to rotate the whole thing a little bit to the yeah. So let's just quickly get this. We can rotate it by a little bit. I don't want to do too much. A little bit here. Okay. Let's see. So if I do this, approximately will be this. It's more natural this way, but the whole composition is a change. Maybe just not rotate, but rather using Command D. Using my own drawing to quickly get things. Command D, right? So if you want like a little bit obstruction, you can just do something like this, right? Make it a little bit here, and then G, boom, yeah. Okay, so when you hide it, it'll be something like this. Okay, yeah. So that's the body part. Right, so I sort of already deviate a little bit from the reference, right? We'll make it a fairly strong body, fairly strong. If you just hide the body, you can see that we make it fairly strong like this, and then we use this to obstruct it. Maybe too strong, I think. I'm going to erase this little bit here, and then using this B to get the outline working. Okay, maybe that's better. Right, so and this is the body part. Okay, what about the here? Right leg. So right leg is here, and it's a different color. Right leg, right foreleg, and right foot. So it's like a 3 component. But it's relatively easy because it's really small. So we can quickly get away with a quick drawing. And since it's so small, you don't need a lot of detail for the stone, which is like cheating, right? You don't need a lot. And by the way, that's the reason. If you look at that, that's the reason I get rid of this, because this like forearm like obstruct every color separation of the right foreleg, leg, and the feet. We can see some sort of it. If I hide it, right? If I hide it, you can see all this separation, which is good, right? Which is good because we can see, oh, this is just this big, and then this big. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a pretty long stream. I'm going to rest a little bit. Okay, and see you maybe tomorrow.